What is going on? That was awfully silent, that video intro.
I
There
know.
was a big music going around. I just hit it and silence for like 30 seconds. What was that? Anyway, welcome to Cloud Nation TV,
Woo!
everyone.
Happy New Year, 2022.
Happy New Year. First show of the year.
This is, isn't it? It's first show of the year. Woo!
Everyone's
better be
still
like a
digesting
4-hour show then.
turkey
Oh my
and
God.
meat pie and
Perfect.
everything. So good to see y'all. It's great to be back. So we got the crew and we got a special guest with
Woo-hoo.
us. So we're just gonna go around, then introduce him while going around. So Bet, what's up, man?
What isn't? God, just streaming, gaming. That's, I mean, the usual that I'd normally do. Wreaking havoc in video games. I've pretty much converted my entire Vet Cloud Gaming YouTube has now become nothing more than first looks, which I actually enjoy. It's weird that I used to just like gaming on there, and now I have more fun just trying out a new game for an hour at a time than anything else. But I'm also making a slow transition away from YouTube and heading over to Twitch again. So I'll probably be it's going to be a slow rollout, so I'll eventually shift everything over to Twitch, and then I'll just upload everything to YouTube until they say that I broke another copyright strike and delete all my shit again on me, and then refuse to tell me anything.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. So
Stupid
I know
YouTube.
Twitch has been working real well lately for me for gameplay. So I've been using it a lot. So let's see what happens. And also, I noticed earlier today you were actually playing a game that's rooting back in my childhood cartoons, Asterix and Obelix, which is a French comic book, by the way.
It was a lot of fun. I was trying for that whole hour or so that I played that I could not think of the comic that I remember reading in the newspapers. Yes, there was a time when I read newspapers, guys. I mean, it was just looking at pictures. So it wasn't reading. But I was like, God, I couldn't remember. And then I was on Rock's show, and it finally dawned on me it was Hagar the Barbarian. And it looked similar, but they remembered the game as well. And I'm like, it was way more fun than I thought it was going to be. I actually really enjoyed that one.
I'd have to look because I know I've got one of those comic books lying around here. So it's a big hardcover.
Trying to show off that.
Anyway,
I didn't get into the beta for that though, guys.
So
I need to check.
Awesome
I'm not
stuff.
cool.
So
I'm not cool enough.
let's roll over to Ray. What's up, man?
Well, man, hey, my wife got me, as you can guys see in the background, you can see it next to the PS5. I got an Xbox Series S. I am loving it. The first game that I got was Guardians of the Galaxy. It is freaking amazing, folks. You got to play that game. Been playing a lot of GFN. Shout out to Epic. I've been claiming my games on Epic and Prime, and then rolling over the GFN and just playing a lot of GFN games. The sales over at Steam have been ridiculous. Picking up games. I mean, I spent like $20 and I think I got like 10 games.
Yeah.
So the deals are good, and you can play them on GFN. Been playing some Stadia, been playing some Luna, and then I've been playing like 5-6 hours of New World. Just loving that, building up my character and stuff. So that's what I've been doing, guys. Happy New Year.
Awesome. And rolling around, John, welcome to the show. What's up? How are you doing, man?
What's up?
John!
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah. Thanks for having me as a guest. I appreciate it. Yeah. For me personally, I mean, just a lot of gaming, of course. I just finished a campaign for Halo Infinite. Kind of tailed off a little bit for me towards the end. It seems like they didn't take too much advantage of like the open world. Like it felt like the last 5 hours of that game was spent like inside. And I was like, God, this sucks, man. Like, you have this beautiful open world. Like, take advantage of it. And they didn't towards the end of the game. But it was great overall. And then I just finished Assassin's Creed Valhalla campaign as well. I've been working on that 80-plus hours deep into it.
Nice.
Finally finished the campaign. So I was really happy about that.
Yeah,
And I
I was-
also struck a PS5 today. I got a PS5 disc edition.
Woo! All
Oh.
right.
I'm in there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats. And Maker, what's up, man? Nice
Nothing
background.
much. Just gaming. Lots of gaming. Yeah, during my holiday break, I was able to get a Quest 2,
Ooh.
and
Nice.
I got the extra battery life and stuff with it. So I've been playing a lot of Resident Evil 4 VR. About 9 hours in. I think I'm getting close to the end.
Nope.
I'm getting there. I think I'm only a couple hours away, honestly.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But Halo Infinite is another one that I've been playing, and I just started some Mass Effect Legendary Edition on PC about an hour ago.
Are you playing it on your rig, on your big rig?
Yep, 4K. It looks real
3080
clean.
Ti.
Nice.
Yeah. The only issue I have is the animations look janky because it's a remaster. They're not gonna completely rehaul it, but visually it looked like running at 4K compared to when I was playing it on like the 360. It's a big difference for sure.
Nice. As for myself, actually, I haven't done so much gaming during the holiday because I was visiting the family over in Quebec, and my in-laws don't have internet yet because they're still building their house, and it's not even hooked up to the network yet. And I did bring my Series S with me and found out that to play anything, you need to validate a connection to validate that, yeah, you do indeed own these games or you do have Game Pass. So I would have needed to just go on the internet with my phone, connect the game, start playing, and I can turn off my internet so that it doesn't update and eat all my data. So I ended up just letting go and not game and just spend time with the family, which is kind of the right thing to do when you're going down there and you haven't seen your family for 2 years.
Yeah, that kind of seems like the right thing to do.
Yeah, luckily there wasn't any like really good games that came out. You know that
You didn't miss much.
But I still stayed connected to the news and played a bit when I came back. So I just started actually Divinity Original Sin 2 on GFN, and there's a few games I'm looking at here and there. Still very addicted to Halo Infinite. Multiplayer, I'm not very far in the campaign because the moment I fire it up, I'm like, oh, I'm going to play online. So I only do the online matches, and I've barely completed a few quests in the campaign. So, and also big news: I tested positive to COVID this week.
Wait, let me not say.
Wrong.
You're supposed
I almost. Woo!
What's wrong with us?
No, I'm actually doing quite all right. I am double vaxxed, and I went to get tested just to be safe because I had a few symptoms, but I was feeling pretty good. And my wife got tested the day before mine because we had to take appointments. And between my wife's test and mine, we learned that our in-laws actually got COVID. We don't know where because they were self-isolating for the whole period of the holidays and still haven't gone grocery shopping or anything yet because they hoarded a lot before just to be safe. And we don't understand where they got it, but they got it. So apparently I got it as well, and we don't know where it came from. So really fun story, but I'm feeling fine. My eldest son has it, and he seems to be pretty fine. He tested positive, while my wife and our youngest son, they tested negative, but we think they might have had it, but it's like gone. So anyway, big story, doing fine.
Thank God you and your family sound good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we seem to be fine now on this. So thank you very much. So awesome. And now let's go around in the chat to see who's there. So we got, of course, Bet and Ray and myself.
That was weird.
Hey, Paul,
I'm
what's
loving
up?
the fonts, man. I like those fonts.
I know those are kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's not that basic Microsoft font, that's for sure.
I tweet. Basically, I got a big promotion on like it's the Melon software for streaming that they gave lifetime subscription for
I think
$89. So it's about the
Yes.
like if you subscribe right now, I think like 4 or 5 months, and you already covered the price for your whole life. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, it's like what is it, $50 a month or something like that?
I think it's a bit. It might actually be that now. They raised the price.
Yeah,
It's
but I mean,
$89 for a lifetime subscription.
yeah, 2 months 2 months of that monthly fee, and you've got it paid for.
Yeah, so
got
I
a lifetime.
the settings, so it looks a bit better. So we got Paul in the chat. What's up, Paul? Good to see you. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year to you too, man. And we got Caliph at 93. What's up?
It's Andrew. What's going on, Andrew?
Were we just done?
Good to see you. Weren't you just done? What, you guys had a show?
I mean,
Vet.
two out of the.
I think I feel like
five of us were
in Minnesota and just live with Vet, man.
It's like more cloud gamers to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, all the links for our channels are in the description. I've also put John's Twitter on there if you want to follow him on Twitter. I don't think you got a Twitch. So if you do, just let me know and I'll throw it on there.
Says no, but he will, folks.
No,
Everybody will.
nope.
Everybody will. We all will.
All roads lead to Twitch.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
recovery. Thank you, Andrew. Really appreciated. So, and the chatting around, and we got Anthony in the chat. What's up?
Lord.
Well, if it's in the boys, what's up, guys? Good to see you. And my son Paul. Just going around.
Like to see who the mother is.
I don't know if I want to.
Oh, just came off Halo Infinite Tactical Slayer. It is.
Nice.
I'm not usually a fan of Tactical Slayer, but once in a while I do enjoy it in Halo. It's actually pretty fun. So it's really cool. I really like how they are breaking down to like different type of match that you got your queues. They've made a lot of improvements on this. Trying to beat Darksiders 3. Nice. Paul is marrying my daughter. I don't know if it's actually true, but so.
Well, wait, but didn't you just call Paul your son? And,
Dude, that's some
you know
incest going on up in there.
Yeah,
you know what? I mean, maybe they're moving to West Virginia. Maybe you're moving to West Virginia. That might be okay there.
There are parts of the world where it's all right. Don't judge.
I don't judge.
Well, I'm from Georgia, and we always say that about the Alabama people. So,
Oh, damn.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna. I have to agree on that one.
Awesome. So, what's going on, everyone? What do you guys want to start with?
Oh my God! Well, we definitely got
what isn't there?
well, we got to talk
let's
about
talk about it.
G4 stuff, man. They just had the awesome showcase.
I mean, the main they had that kick-ass CES event. Then they were NVIDIA was showcasing some cars. Hell, I even saw Sony coming out with a new car.
Just
First, I thought it was going to be a PlayStation car, but it was actually a real one that says like, "Sweet, we're going to have cloud gaming cars. Awesome! I can just play games while my car drives for me."
Well, I saw a car that you can push a button and it can change the color. So
Yeah, the BMW.
yeah, I'm like, what? My wife didn't believe me, and I had to show it to her.
I bet you it'll sell like hotcakes in California.
Well, hell yeah, because we can get away, you know.
Alabama.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to back it up, because we haven't done a show in a while, GFN went strong with the epic giveaways. The 12 days of was it 12 days of Christmas
always.
that it were what?
No, see, I'm hearing that. Okay, it's not just me. I heard that before.
You're
I
hearing
thought-
The
the
rumble
Hold
noise.
on, hey Vet, do this again.
let me get the screws back in. Shh. That's
Okay,
just my
so it's
extra
like
voices coming out.
like a
and won't
vibrating.
bring that into chat because I'm not
Alright.
hearing any
Okay,
noise.
I'm not hearing it in anymore.
Okay.
I told you it was just the screws came loose in the back.
It's just vet leaking fluid.
I'm not.
Someone left
No
all the
comment on
down.
that one. Someone.
Someone got something special for Christmas, that's for sure.
It is. It is, man.
So yeah, the Epic Game Store gave away, as they do every year, a bunch of games for the holiday, and a large number of those are actually supported on GFN, and some of those, like the last day, they gave the whole Tomb Raider
Raiders.
trilogy,
Awesome.
and only one of those was supported on GFN. Well, GFN added the other two today, so the full trilogy that you just got for free is covered by GFN, which is amazing.
Well, and since we're talking GFN Epic, Amazon's Prime Gaming gave away a couple of decent ones. One of which was the Epic Games Store version of World War Z Aftermath.
Yes.
Yep.
So if you didn't own it and you were able to claim it on Amazon Prime Gaming, it would go to your Epic Games Store, and then it would go on to GFN.
Which
Yeah.
I played right away, and it plays awesome.
Oh my god, it is so
It plays
Same.
amazing. Amazing.
so nice. I died at least twice offline playing it because I was just looking at the scenery, and then the zombies came and killed me.
It's
So
amazing.
yeah, even if you didn't spend for the holidays, like there was plenty to get spoiled for free.
Yeah, the Steam deals. I mean, the Epic deals.
I played a bunch of first look. There were so many good ones, even older titles that like I got one. I had somebody go click a link in my chat that went and go bought one for GF to play on GFN that was like 89 cents.
Oh,
There were
yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but there were a ton of just
Chaos,
fantastic.
That
You got
says
a toy. You got a toy,
That's
Chaos.
not- I
I'm
hear
hearing it
I
too.
hear it
What
too,
the
yeah.
hell?
I wonder. I don't know what the.
I don't even hear it.
It's on his side. Then
It could be.
it's probably Anthony
I
doing
hear
something
it.
in the
I hear
cloud.
it too.
Anthony, keep your toys at your own damn house.
So it's like if you wind up some teeth or something and it's shattering or something, man. It's kind of freaking me out, man.
Yeah, it's like a little.
Yeah, I hear it. I hear it.
Melon, get your shit fixed, man. Come on now.
I think it was on my side. I don't know. It wasn't the right microphone. I had my camera microphone turned on in Melon.
Okay.
Reason.
All right. Sorry, Chaos. Thought you had a toy in your lap. or
No,
something.
not me.
You notice everybody threw their hands up, but Doc.
Where is? Okay, I'm missing a microphone entry for my NVIDIA broadcast app apparently, which is running. Anyway.
Oh Lord,
Okay, I'm getting technical problems. That happens.
Hey.
the devil's advocate just showed up.
Rodelaverse is in the chat. Let's talk about how it's smart for Sony to keep Final Fantasy off of Xbox, but anti-consumer for Xbox to keep Starfield off PlayStation. Yeah, it's the big thing going around that the newer Final Fantasies won't be on Xbox, apparently, because Sony and Square are really close to each other, it looks like.
Microsoft will just buy out Square Enix, and then there you go. And then they'll get them. They'll be like, "Guess what? Money talks, baby.
I don't
Get
know,
that
man.
over
I've
here."
seen a lot of Xbox and Ubisoft, man. I'm just saying, they could do it.
Yeah.
It could happen.
I think if anything, they'd buy Square because they want to be bigger on the Eastern market, and Square would be a fantastic one.
I agree.
No one was buying Final Fantasy games on Xbox anyway. Japanese games tend to do better on PlayStation. We've seen the sales. Even Resident Evil, which was super popular in Western market, but most of the sales went to PlayStation, even though it wasn't on Game Pass. So, yeah, it is. For some reason, Japanese games don't do as well on the Xbox. Those more like Resident Evil, Square Enix games, and so yeah, it might be the reason why they're going more for the exclusive, because if you're making the game just for one platform, it's easier to optimize, and also you can strike better deals, make more money out of signing the contract to bring the game over. So it kind of does make sense. So 90% of the games don't sell well on Xbox
Ow.
anymore.
Ouch!
Damn.
Paul.
It's
Come on, Paul.
I thought he
not gonna
he
lie,
must
it's
be
the Game
maybe
Pass
Sony's
effect.
pulling it. Sony got to him.
A lot of people will use Game Pass mostly for most games and just buy the very few games they really want to buy. So it does have an effect on the consumer behavior.
For sure, 100%. I'll tell you from my perspective, just having like my Series S and then having a PS5 now, going into the PS5, I don't know why my mind is like auto-tuned to signing up for a subscription and there being like a library of games for me to just have. So when I see, I have to purchase I have to purchase all these games on the PS5, I'm like, wow, like I don't have anything it feels like compared to what Game Pass offers. So it's having Game Pass, I never bought anything on the Xbox. Like, what's the point of buying anything? It's either going to go to Game Pass or it's on Game Pass. With PlayStation, it's just it's so different, So I guess that's the kind of perspective on that.
No, you know what? I can back you up on that. I have the same issue as well, because when I'm going into my PS5 and I'm looking and I'm like, I think the last like game that I bought was Scarlet Nexus, like paid $60 for a game. I haven't bought anything else on it.
I mean, let's be honest. Look, the trend is Game Pass set the standard for what, and that's one of the reasons the popularity is there, and why they keep finding things to fine tune it and branch out and
then Scarlet Nexus ended up on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what the?
It is affecting the consumers' attitude towards the market. It's not just that. If you look at Game Pass, the way it's running right now, like, we don't have the numbers. It could be anywhere between 30 and 40 million subscribers at the moment. The more subscribers you have, because if you develop a game, it's a certain amount of money you need to develop the game. You pay everyone. Then there's extra money, like if it sells more, that goes like to the owners. Anyway, but if you go with the Game Pass model, what happens that if you got games that cost a certain amount of money to develop, you cover that, you put it on Game Pass. Well, you're just creating a pool of games that keep adding on there. And if you reach like 80 million, 100 million subscribers, the pool of money that you have available monthly just keeps increasing. So you have more games that normally would barely sell a million titles that is now available on Game Pass, which gets tens of millions of users to try it instead. They don't make that much more money, but they are contributing at attracting people to the platform as at making, like, giving a broad choice of games. So it's all pitching in together, both on the consumer side and on the dev side, to make a big gaming infrastructure that's really just growing and growing. So the more people you have subscribing to Game Pass, the more interesting Game Pass will be for everyone. Instead of just having all that people buy one single game and it goes only to that dev, it's redistribution of the resources, both on the gamer side and on the dev side. It's really interesting what we're seeing with this.
It's a win.
Well, that's exactly. Why do you think that's why? Like, look at how many times do we see Microsoft say, "Guess what? Game Pass Ultimate, get it for $1 for 3 months," and most people would be like, "Well, they're got to be losing money that way." No, because you'll try it for 3 months. And you're not going to cancel. 9 times, I can guarantee you, almost everybody that would try it for that dollar promotions that they always do, they are paid. They're now paid monthly subscribers. They don't cancel it.
That's how I first tried Game Pass. I tried a $1 promotion, and I'm still subscribed to it. And I now have an Xbox because of it.
It's hook, line, and sinker. They do it every. I mean that was the perfect opportunity. I mean, it gets you in. You get a taste of it for $1, and then you just pay for it at that point.
Yeah, and what Ray was saying too, where it's a win-win. I mean, it's rare that you see something where like these big corporations, like we win as a consumer, and they also win as a big corporation. Like they can charge these monthly subscriptions. The more people that they get, the more money they're going to make, and then we're only paying, $10, $15 a month, whatever it is, for a subscription service to get access to those games. I was telling my wife yesterday or the day before when Xbox announced, the Ubisoft Plus, becoming a part of Xbox. I was telling her how weird is it going to be to purchase games in the future? Like when we sit. I mean, right now I couldn't even imagine purchasing a movie. Like, I mean, it'd be weird for me to sit back and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna buy this movie." I mean, it's just
that's going to be eventually. It's going to just be. You're going to be like 5-10 years from now. You're just going to be like, "What's purchasing games? Who does that?" I mean, the future gamers aren't going to. We're going to be the old generation of gamers that had to buy crap.
GameStops, though, man. Like,
they're going to go.
Sadly, it's becoming a thing of the past. We got like you're talking about Stadia and GFN being built inside your TV. That's no longer required hardware, and you can actually go into the Xbox store and order a controller through the mail through your Xbox.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to go to Best Buy and just be a little section of Best Buy.
Yeah, I've got my custom made controller there with the metal triggers and everything.
Live in GameStop.
Got that through the mail.
I used to live in GameStop.
I mean, controllers and proprietary things for consoles are still
or they're gonna go the way of they're gonna convert and they'll just be the retro store.
Yeah.
They're gonna be selling everything.
Yeah.
I mean, look at GameStop now. They're delving more into like memorabilia and stuff of that nature. That's why you're seeing they mix with like Geeked or something where they're now having like Legend of Zelda mugs and stuff. And
yeah, they're gonna turn into like the card shops and sing and just invite the Magic the Gathering people to start playing their Dungeons and Dragons.
The last time I stepped into a GameStop, the games was less than 50% of the store. It was all memorabilia.
Shirts, T-shirts.
I bought V-Bucks for my son. Is when I was in GameStop.
You know, the last time I've been to one, the last time I went there, I bought an Xbox 360 when they were still new. And then prior to that, it would have been like the Dreamcast.
You mentioned V-Bucks. It reminded me of a comment I heard the other day.
It's a V-Buck.
Someone mentioned, sorry to bring up Stadia. Someone mentioned they didn't want games like Fortnite being on Stadia because kids can't buy games. They don't have the money to buy games. And I'm just like, but their parents do, and they do it. They'll buy V-Bucks.
Does nobody pay attention to the news? Like, we see this all the time. Such and such, somebody's trying to go after Apple because their credit card was charged like $10,000 because their kid bought a bunch of stuff on Fortnite.
Oh, yeah, there's one of FIFA. Like, it was thousands of dollars on FIFA Ultimate Team.
Yes, Paul. We're talking about vet bucks. Send me some.
Yeah. People, I feel like don't realize how much money like FIFA Ultimate Team and Madden Ultimate Team make EA.
Epic is a billion.
I think it makes up like 70% of their revenue is just off of like their Ultimate Teams.
Well, why do you
That's
think
why they're
Madden,
talking about free to play games for sports.
Why do you think Madden NFL sucks?
I don't know.
Because they don't care about the game. They just care about raking in them that Ultimate Team money they get. They don't put any effort on any other part of the game.
That Pro Evolution Soccer game, though, man. Oh my God, that bombed big time. It bombed.
Well, there's a difference though between something like that and maybe a breaking up FIFA and breaking up Madden to where you have a franchise mode and then you have the garbage that everybody pisses away their money on. I mean it's not garbage. It's the Ultimate Team. It's yay team. It's great. Love you, EA.
Isn't Fortnite bringing
Money
$3 billion a
sucking
year?
vultures.
It's bringing a lot of money in. But just circling back to these subscriptions we were talking about, like what's going to happen to GameStop. This gaming is going to become like TV channels, exactly like Luna has been showing it. Like they want to make channels that you can have like your kids channel, you got the Ubisoft channel, and they want to get more devs to bring their own channel on there. It's going to become exactly the same as TV subscriptions in the future.
Look what you did.
You won't be able to buy games outright eventually, quite
I mean,
possibly.
I mean, if you really think about it, if you sub to almost every game,
football did flop, man. Sorry,
yeah.
Porter.
No, you're good. If you sub to almost every subscription service out there, I mean, you're still probably paying less than $70. You know, like what would cost you? I mean, if you're buying a game a month, you know, you're getting everything at that point with all these subscription services.
Well, and think if you can get if they have an annual subscription, one-time fee. Yeah. I mean, right now the only one that I'm aware, you know, is obviously GFN has that. PlayStation now has that, and you know,
PlayStation is like $7 a year or something like that.
I'm about to do look when that AT&T deal. The 5G deal comes up.
Wait, where's my AT&T phone? Oh wait, right here, my iPhone.
Definitely. I mean, hell, that's a no-brainer.
5G iPhone.
6 months of GFN. Come on, folks.
Do we want to talk about?
Doesn't Xbox Game Pass Ultimate has an annual subscription as well?
Game Pass Ultimate, Game Pass console, and Game Pass PC.
Right now, the only ones that are lacking are Luna and that other one.
I wanted
Stadia. You can say it. Stadia.
I know. I was hoping somebody was going to chime in. I was looking at Maker.
I just wanted to mention. I picked up a great deal on Game Pass Ultimate during Black Friday. It was $25 for 3 months of Ultimate, so it was a total of $100 for a year.
That's good,
which is less than $10 a month.
Yeah, that was good. US only though. Canada, we didn't get that deal.
Yeah, that sucks.
Canada doesn't get a lot of things. They, I'm looking at you, Amazon. You fuckers.
Yeah, I'm
like, what did Canada do? And then you guys spend a lot of money. You spend more on games. You spend more on everything. Mm-hmm. I don't get it. You guys should be getting the love, man. I
know. Don't feel bad. I laid in. Amazon tweeted. Luna's team on Twitter tweeted out. Tag who you want to play a game with on Luna Couch. So I tagged DrSpaceman, and I said, "Oh wait, I can't because Amazon Luna's not available in Canada or the UK. What the hell's up with that, Luna?" And I tagged Luna in again, and then tweeted it out, and they ignored me.
That beta tag will let you get away with anything.
Stupid Amazon Luna. Even though I do like the couch mode and some of the other features that they have.
Yes, I do hope they'll come to Canada eventually, but we thought it would come last year.
It's like
it's not happening.
If they're not going to bring it to other countries, they may as well rebrand it just America Luna or something. I don't know. Jesus, at the rate they're going. Or just scrap the whole damn program because you're not going to grow your service. It's not going to grow being locked into one country. I don't know unless this is just an America only service. What is this going to be? The new America Online?
Oh well. So yeah, I still can get my Game Pass Ultimate cards at Costco, which gives you a discount, by the way. Woo! Just a pro Costco tip. So.
Love Costco.
Guys, take advantage of there's a lot of people that don't know they got reward points. Dude, I had over 400,000 reward points, man. You can trade that in to get you your redeemed gift cards, monthly passes and stuff like that. Check in your Microsoft.
The Microsoft rewards?
Yeah, you can redeem.
Oh my god, yeah, that program is 10 times. I'm sorry, but I love Google and all, but Google needs to learn how to do a rewards program because Microsoft Rewards is. I can just open up Bing and just type random shit to search for. I'm gaining points left and right.
Well, that's how I got Guardians of the Galaxy, man. I use my reward money.
I'm pretty sure with that amount of points, you can straight out go and buy a Series X.
You know what? I was sitting here. I was like, wait a minute. damn it, I could have. Oh, man.
Yeah.
But then he's like, "Oh, wait, I made my wife bought it for me. It's okay."
Right. That's just okay. Exactly.
But
That was a win-win.
there's that Mandalorian controller that looks pretty sweet. You can go buy in the store.
I did see that. I did see that.
I do have a little bit left over. I want to get a controller, Xbox controller with my.
But that's the thing, though. We're so attached to like Microsoft products. Like we forget about the fact that everything you do, you gain reward points. Microsoft just gives you these damn points for like just random stuff. You do a search on your phone, get your points.
Play the
on
game
your
of
computer.
the week.
I recommend checking out the Xbox app and going over to the quests that you can do.
And if you're into the points, earning points, download Microsoft Edge on your phone, whether it's iOS or your Team iOS or your Team app or Google. Just put that on there and use that as your browser because you get points for that as well.
I've been trying to put the points to win a Series X.
I did the same thing. That's what I use mine for.
Like a I'm not talking about like the black box. I'm talking about something they created that's just like awesome. It's a theme. Those are like, Luna should be ready to go global. Don't really know what's going on.
You would think they would be by now. God, I mean, I don't know what they're waiting on.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
That's what they do. Watch. You know what would not surprise me is that they go global and they don't even say anything.
Oh, that could have happened.
They'll just flip the switch, turn it on, and not say a damn thing. And all of a sudden, people just be like, "Did you know you could do this?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I totally knew." Yeah, totally.
I think what they're trying to do is figure out how to break into the market, because right now I think Luna's really, really struggling with grabbing like the attention of gamers.
Oh yeah.
Stadia had Cyberpunk. You know that pulled people in because it wasn't.
Luna's got
but Luna doesn't really have anything that really pulls people in. That
New World would have did it if they would have slapped New World on that.
New World would have did it.
They will.
New World.
They will.
I
don't think they have the server capacity to handle New World, which is why.
You know what? You're right, but damn it, that would have changed so much for that.
It will. I think that they're eventually going to drop that on Luna. I think that's going to be a big thing for them. I think Luna is set up for cloud gaming wise. I think they're set up better than anyone else because I don't think that Amazon is afraid to spend money. I don't think that they're afraid to market. I don't think they're afraid to do any of that. And New World is massive. So I think they're just waiting for their servers to get better to where they can handle the capacity for a lot of things, and then I think they'll start opening up.
I've been playing Devil May Cry 5, and it plays.
It's amazing on Luna.
I think I could see them updating Prime, their whole like the Fire Sticks, their whole operating system and everything when it comes to like Prime Video and the way that everything is done, and merging Luna directly into that whole feature.
It could be possible that what happens, they saw what happened with Google on Stadia, that they got a backlash when they released a platform. Yep. Stadia, basically Google had a vision, like they would release Stadia and would go like global, really popular. And the public's reception towards cloud gaming was really poor. Mm-hmm. And even like if you look at 2K, the CEO, the reaction he had, he really wasn't happy with Stadia's performance. Not the platform as a technology, but a platform as a marketing device. It didn't get people's traction as much as he was hoping for, and it was a big backlash behind that. So Stadia themselves, you've seen what happened when they shut down. I'm sorry to bring it back, but last year they shut down SG&E. They dialed back a bunch of things. But because the platform's already launched, there's a limit at how much they can backtrack without just shutting down the whole thing, which really doesn't look good, especially that we know that Google wants to keep a foot in the arena because cloud gaming is on the rise. It's going to be the main gaming platform around the world. Third world countries are going to jump in. It's going to be affordable for them. For other parts of the world, it's bringing connectivity. It's making gaming so much more fluid. If you're playing an online game, there's so many advantages to cloud gaming. It connects people together a lot easier. So they know that eventually it's going to be big enough. So Google doesn't want to withdraw from that, but they're in a position where they launch a platform. It costs a lot of money to maintain,
Yes.
but they cannot.
Yep.
Like, they're in a weird situation. Amazon, on the other hand, they launched a beta which is only localized in the United States that they can toy with. It costs money, but since it's just localized in the United States and it has a beta tag, they just can keep throwing a tiny bit amount of money on it just to keep games rolling to a very small market, and they don't have to worry that much about it until we see PlayStation and Xbox really embracing cloud gaming and put it in people's hand and increase market acceptance. Once that's done, then I believe that's when we're going to see Amazon
What-
Luna go global. So we could still be looking at 2 or 3 years, maybe.
When PlayStation does it, I think the public is gonna see it and they'll understand it. Almost the same thing we always see the memes where it's like, oh, Apple came out with this feature, but it's like, hey, Android had it 3 years ago. So I mean, I think it's gonna be the same type of scenario with PlayStation when they end up making that move.
Great.
once we see
My son wanted to get all these games, right? And I'm like, dude, you're not look, this hard drive is not that big. But you can play. Look, there's a cloud section. You can play. Look, the Game Pass section, the cloud section. You can play these games, and you get your save.
Do you? So here's a thought. Do we think we could see a rise in cloud gaming when Sony releases their updated services in what is it, like March or April timeframe of this year?
That's
about the time frame that they're.
I think it depends. I think.
Well,
if they continue to treat it as kind of an accessory, I think you're going to see slow growth. But if they try and stand it on its own, I think it might have some potential.
Depends on the games. Depends on the games. Depends on the games.
Here's the thing about PlayStation right now. They're taking it slow with their cloud platform, and that's because they're prepping something. The rumor about a Project Spartacus coming this year, actually not next year anymore.
Yeah,
there's a lot turning around that, and it includes PlayStation 5 titles on there, running on emulated PlayStation 5 rigs. I think because they did get Jade Raymond on board. They got a lot of people from the Stadia team on board. I think they got people advising them, telling them what to do to make sure they're not making a mistake with that. So once they do release a platform, it's going to be good, because right now, the one weakness PlayStation has at the moment is not the streaming tech. It's the machine behind them that's running the games. It's running PS3 and PS4 games that are, most of them, like 30 FPS, not even if you're looking at PS3 games. So the games that are being played is very low powered. A few exceptions, like Doom looks fantastic on it. It's 1080p 60, but a lot of games are slower frame rate. But the streaming tech itself that's bringing you the image, giving you the controls, is fantastic. It rivals the best platforms out there. It rivals Stadia and Luna. It's on that level. So once they put PS5 games on there and they keep investing in it, it's going to do quite a splash.
I think it's going to blow whenever they do it. Whenever PlayStation drops it, I think it's going to blow whenever they drop the cloud.
I would love to take GFN's rig, Game Pass's Game Pass games, Stadia's tech,
Yep,
PlayStation's exclusives,
and just chaos, just fucking mesh them
together.
You know what? Give us,
and if you're gonna,
what we want.
If you're gonna do that, sprinkle it with Luna's couch mode, because
there you go. I agree.
And then you got the best of literally everything.
I think that
there's no denying that couch mode is freaking fantastic.
Come on, man. Put up some money, man. We'll start up a company, dude. Come on.
I'm poor. I'm poor now. I bought too many games.
I think the interest is there in the market. You know what a good way to tell is if you look at Stadia's YouTube channel and you look at their first video where they were initially talking about Stadia, that video has over 1 million views. Like on their first video where they like introduced the platform. Beyond then, I mean, most of their videos get, I don't know what the average is, but it's significantly less than that. So it's, I mean, the interest is there. Like, people are intrigued by it. But I think whenever PlayStation drops it, not to give the same comparison, but when Apple drops a feature, 90% of the time it's ready. It's ready to go. It's fleshed out. It's good to go. I think when Sony drops it, it's not going to be like a slow burn like how Google and everyone else is doing it. I think it's going to be ready to go. And then when everybody jumps into it, that's when you're going to see the market explode and cloud gaming become a regular thing.
Oh,
A lot of people will definitely try it out as soon as Sony fully showcases it. And
well, it's going to be, I mean, it's going to be a killer thing, because if you can have access to if you're a Sony fan and you want a PlayStation 5, you either can't afford it or, you know, like for me, they just don't exist anymore. And if you tell me they do, it's fake news. But if they can play that, you can play those games in the cloud, or even a small selection of PS5 games in the cloud. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be waiting in line to sign up for that service.
Look what they did with GFN. Had 1 million something plus people with the rigs.
Well, I mean, if we're going to go based off CES, they gained like 3 million more.
They're now at 15 million.
15 million
accounts in 3 months. They're growing at a pretty rapid rate.
And if you bring in PlayStation in the race, like really trying for cloud gaming, you're opening something pretty big that's called the Asian market.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because right now, GFN is, I think, they do have a data center over in Japan. They are working over there. I believe they are the only cloud platform at the moment open over there. It's very limited. There's very little exposure to cloud gaming over in Japan and Asia in general. Once you bring PlayStation, which is a staple of the Asian market, over there with cloud gaming, it's going to put it in people's hand over there. It's going to bring a new perspective for the Asian market of what cloud gaming is. Especially, we're talking about people who have an apartment the size of a lot of people's bathrooms. People are squeezed together. So if you take away the need for hardware, that's very convenient for a lot of people over there.
I just want to say, shush, Eddie. Shush.
xCloud is available in Japan, but I also wanted to say that Switch has several cloud-based games. Resident Evil 7 is one of the games that Switch has that is exclusive to Japan for cloud streaming.
Well, but if you and I know xCloud's available, but xCloud is a complement to it. You when you pay for it, like we don't see, yes, we see them post, you know, when they say look at the new games for Xbox, you know, Game Pass, it's cloud console, whatever. It's still a compliment to the service. You're still, most people,
it isn't at the quality we want a cloud platform to be yet.
No, it's not there yet.
Let's see that's you guys that, for me,
everyone lives in Silicon Valley and gets
I think
it's service way.
You're talking for your,
I think it depends. We actually don't know the performance in Japan,
right?
So I don't think any of us are in Japan trying it out.
Look, I'm not freezing my balls off in Minnesota like you are, Vet, but I'm not we got like Santa Clara, we got the data centers, and it plays excellent. Once they get that out there, I
agree. I've been said that before as well. Right now, it's not there. When they can get the servers to run this where they are for you, and they run everywhere, it's a done deal. It's a done deal.
I've had experiences where on 5G networks and on home networks and on work networks where xCloud it's phenomenal. It's amazing. It runs great, but that's like 5% of the time. Like 95% of the time, I'm getting bad latency. It's buffering. I get this weird line. This is the line that like crosses my screen every 10 seconds. And it's just, it's not great, man. And I would say that that's probably the experience for the majority of people. Like, I get it if you live near a data center, like it can vary, but man, xCloud it's just way too inconsistent.
I just wanted to say, I don't even think it's necessarily that. Sometimes it's an issue with your ISP, because I swapped. I still have the same router, same network setup. I've swapped networks 3 times in the past like 6 months, and I went
Fake
from
news.
it having those lines constantly, it looking like 300p playing Outriders was garbage, to now everything like it runs smooth. It works well for me. I've have several recorded videos as of late on YouTube of me.
It's all fake.
I beat Halo Infinite on heroic mode through
I've had that
xCloud.
though. That's
mean,
my
but-
issue.
but-
Is that
but
I've had that and
I've-
I've experienced that.
I had a friend.
But-
I got a friend
But
that lives down the
It's
street.
so much better now with my new ISP. So
I got a friend that lives down the street up in the hills. He hates cloud. He's a console fanatic. And I went over there and I said, dude, I mean, he's got basic internet, like basic. And it's like you got to step up your internet. That's why they do the test speeds. That's why you test it out and see if it works or not. So I totally understand. I got friends out here that live up in the California hills and stuff, and it don't work. It works. It works great for me. It's just my experience.
I just want to say, Polaris. I just wanted a real quick comment on Polaris' thing about the throwing boiling water. That's a stupid idea. I did that, but my problem was the wind hit it as I threw it up in the air, and it smacked me in the face. Okay, now we can go back to our cloud gaming.
For xCloud, over here at my place, I got 1.5 gigabyte fiber. So I got very high speed internet. And xCloud, you guys, most of you have seen how it performs. It's unplayable.
Spectacular.
I actually tried it out at my mom's place. So my in-laws didn't have internet, but my mom did have something that looks like internet. It ran at 12 megabyte per second and about 4 or 5 upload. And I did hook up my Series S to try it out a bit. Believe it or not, xCloud was actually usable. Yeah, and it looked okay. A few pixelation, but it looked fine when playing on that internet.
Dude, my brother-in-law has 25 megabytes a second through Comcast, and he was playing DayZ or World War Z. I'm sorry, completely fine, no issues, no anything through the cloud on his Xbox Series X. And I've got 600 megabytes a second through the same provider.
It is weird.
Through the same provider, and I can't play it. It's unplayable.
It's weird. It's just weird. It's really weird because
I feel bad for you though.
There's a lot of factors with networking and routing.
I mean, Luna plays like butter. GFN.
Luna's great for me. GFN's great for me. Stadia is great for me.
When you slap on the RTX. Oh my god! And you look at the rain, the wet effectiveness, and the light effects.
GFN's the best looking I've ever seen when it comes to cloud gaming, and I have yet to experience the 3080. I have not, and I'm a Stadia fan. Like I'm probably the one guy.
20? What are you on it doing? The
2080. The priority is the 2080. So I still haven't experienced.
It's 2080 is still strong.
So nice. And then the thing is too, what really got me was with the Epic, games that they gave away. A couple of them, Remnant. What is it? Remnant from the Ashes.
Oh my god! Yes.
I still need to try that game.
Game is incredible, and then Vampire too. That I also
still haven't played that one.
You know what? I remember playing Vampire on PS Now, and I just couldn't play it. And this is when I didn't have good internet, and then I played it on GFN, and I was like. And my wife was like, "Are you watching a vampire movie?" And I'm like, "No, I'm playing.
I swear I'm playing."
And like I said, I haven't experienced the 3080 yet, but the 2080, like me experiencing that with Remnant and Vampire and some of those games is just it's jaw dropping, man. Like like I said, I'm probably the only person on the panel that still consistently plays Stadia. Like I'm a Stadia.
You got. Well, whatever the hell side he's
I played Stadia last month.
I mean, I play Stadia like once or twice a week when I get invited to jump in for some Wreckfest.
Man,
and
Stadia is still great for me, and I still get phenomenal performance. And I've beaten. I mean, like I said, my 80 hours I put into Valhalla was all on Stadia, and I had virtually no problem. The game was beautiful. It ran
I
great.
played
Cyberpunk.
75. I put
Cyberpunk.
75 hours into Assassin's Creed Odyssey on Stadia, and I
Yeah.
only got like 3/4. I didn't even get halfway through the game, but that's that's
But
ADHD and open world
my
environment.
example,
But it ain't
what I'm
35
trying to say, what I'm trying to say is
Yeah, no.
GFN.
It
with
ain't
that
got no
same
damn
game,
ray tracing.
GFN looks, I mean, significantly better
All
in
right,
every way.
there's a-
Like, it performs way better.
Ray
It's
tracing.
it's incredible.
I wanted to say people just they talk about how GFN's only 1080, it's only 1440p, it's not 4K. But
I get
to me,
1600.
a lot of that doesn't matter if you don't have
It
the
doesn't.
level of detail. Because to me, level of detail is super important. Like if there's no foliage in the trees and you're running at
Right.
4K, you're just looking at like a shiny cardboard tree. I mean,
I like my
The
cardboard
The
trees.
1080, any 1080 stream I've experienced on GFN looks significantly better than any 4K stream I've had on Stadia.
Dude, the
Like
zombie
way
it's
better.
scary. World War Z, it looks
Mhm.
scary.
Yeah.
I love going Control Alt F6 and watching the what rig I got and what's going on behind the scenes. It's
I don't know.
it's
I do the same thing, but what is it? Not the latency or whatever it is. That's like 30 for me. That's still feasible. It still runs beautifully and looks great, even with a 38 on the 3080 tier.
As long
But
as you're under 50, it's very playable.
I don't know. I go to Project Storm and watch him, and then I'm like, this mother effer here with his 10 thing, latency and input of 10.
Yeah, it's like
Nice.
ashes to ashes, like 2 or 3 milliseconds.
I'm just like, you mother effers with your 2 and your 10s.
I'm getting like 20. I'm getting like 20 milliseconds, but it's insane, man.
Chorus-
GFN blows my mind.
But let me tell you something, guys. Chorus on Luna. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I think Devil May Cry looks even better than I thought Chorus looked on Luna. Devil May Cry is the best looking game I've played on Luna.
You know what? I
flawless.
agree. I agree.
Luna has similar performance to the GFN Priority Service. It's running off. Is it RTX 2070 or 2080s? So
I thought it was the equivalent of like a 2060, but I'm not.
I know
sure.
it's more than that. It's either a 2070 or a 2080 that it's equivalent to.
I thought it was 2060.
So it's better than 2060. It's not too far from the GFN Priority Service.
I haven't had a 20 series. I got a 3070 in my rig, and then a 3080 in the cloud. So
But as for what you were saying, like that your 1080p with
yeah.
GFN looks better than Stadia,
Yeah, but your
it comes down to something I say very often.
Shut up.
You got the resolution, you have the graphics, and you have the frame per second, the smoothness. And Stadia has the highest resolution of all, but they tend to have a lot of 30 FPS games, and those games tend to, and you can look at the Game Tech Planet videos, he covers that a lot. He does a lot of comparisons. It's generally running games at the low or even lowest graphics settings sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Like how the polygons and everything are showed on screen. A lot of games are running at very low graphic settings.
I tweeted about that when it came to, because I signed up for a month of Ubisoft Plus to test out Valhalla on GFN without having to purchase it. But the best comparison I can give was that it felt like I was playing on maybe a PS4 or a PS5 or an Xbox compared to playing on a Switch. Like it felt like when I went back to Stadia, it made me feel like I was playing Valhalla on a Switch. And when I played on GFN, it made me feel like I was playing on like a PS4 or PS5. Yeah, it made me feel like I was playing on like a higher end, console.
That's like Far Cry 6. I remember playing Far Cry 6 on Stadia, and I was getting kind of dizzy in certain areas. And then I played it on GFN, and it's like the frames per. I mean,
it's insane.
It's a huge difference.
The smoothness.
Yeah,
so Stadia gets the resolution the highest among the platforms. But in my opinion, that's what goes at the bottom. Before that, you want the smooth frame rates and you want the graphics. When you get those two, then you want to push up. Like if you run a game on a PC, first you drop everything down and you want your game to run smooth. If it runs smooth, then you turn up the graphics. If it's still running smooth and your graphics are pretty high, then you bring up your resolution. Yeah. That's how you build up your game on a PC.
Yeah.
Stadia did it upside down. As for GFN, you have total control of that, and it's extremely smooth, buttery smooth. I got the Xbox Series S. It's exactly that. All the games are running at very high graphic settings. It's all super smooth to get 60 FPS, no problem with the Series S when I'm choosing performance. It just drops down the resolution in a lot of games to either 1440p or 1080p. But because the rest is so smooth, I really enjoy my experience. It's amazing.
Guardians
Latency as well too. I haven't talked about latency yet, but latency even on GFN was actually better than what I experienced with like Stadia controller, Chromecast Ultra, whatever it is. The latency even on GFN was better. It was the only thing that I ever played cloud wise that it truly did make me feel like I was playing local. And this is priority tier I'm still speaking about.
I can really tell it on like shooters. Like when I played Splitgate on GFN, there's definitely a lot less latency for me at least than if I were to play a shooter on Stadia. It always feels like there's a little sluggish on Stadia, and I don't know if it's just performance wise or what. Like Rainbow Six Siege felt that way, and
it's the
adaptive times where I feel like I have to. I'm trying to look down the reticle, and sometimes I feel like I have to like find my target with it. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's not. I mean, as good as what like GFN would be if I'm playing in FPS.
Yeah, they measure the numbers, and GFN actually gets lower latency than some hardware. Like if you're playing on hardware at home compared to GFN, with the adaptive latency, if you got a really low latency when playing, your latency when playing the games your reaction is actually quicker than some of the hardware out there. So it's really phenomenal. It's with the adaptive sync that he released not too long ago.
Yeah, I looked up the GPUs that they're using on Luna, and it is a little less than a 2070.
Okay.
So,
okay. Yep.
Still higher than 2060.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty solid. It's not far from the like the GFN priority tier is still higher than that, but it's somewhat resembling, not too far behind the priority tier for GFN.
Luna's solid. Luna's very solid.
What's interesting is that it's 8.2 teraflops, which is less than what Stadia is advertising.
Mm-hmm. But it might just be how they're tuning it. Like I've been saying, Stadia pushes resolution a lot.
That's true.
You know, it looks fantastic.
Whereas Luna tries to stick to that 1080.
So I did sign up for a Boosteroid, and I'm just waiting for it to come out in the USA. So I'll be checking that out too, guys.
Oh, yeah, that got delayed, didn't it?
I've been hearing stuff.
You gonna play Grand Theft Auto 5 in the cloud?
Yes, sir.
Until they take it down. Until they notice it's there.
Yeah, that'll be gone. That won't last long.
Yeah, there's a lot of games on Boosteroid that, to me, as soon as it starts getting some serious recognition, it's
gonna get pulled.
It's in beta, so they can get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, similar to GFN. You know, once GFN left beta, a lot of publishers left,
and now they're probably regretting that decision.
It's the moment they start charging money in the US, they're gonna have to file a lot of legal papers. It's not gonna run.
Only in America.
Money talks, y'all. We'll see.
Money talks real loud.
Money talks.
I just don't see like Boosteroid, a service that's just now coming to the US, dropping and then keeping those games.
Who owns Boosteroid? Is it a private thing that comes out of nowhere, or does it belong to a telecom?
All I know is that they're Romania, Transylvania, based Dracula, some vampires own it or something.
I'm looking.
Okay, so they're gonna get Castlevania.
No, it's a British company. BCD Group owns the project.
Where's their servers at? Where's the servers?
I don't know. I'd have to look and start actually reading stuff. I hate reading. Why are you making me do this? Well, the CEO and founder of Boosteroid, a cloud service platform, they're based out of the UK. Unless this is something different that I looked up, which who the hell knows? Could be.
All right, let's see what's the.
I wouldn't put too much faith in Boosteroid.
No, they're trying to get some ground over in North America, well, mostly the U.S., but right now it's a bit weird how they're coming out of nowhere with all those games. They're going to lose the right to publish a lot of those.
Yeah.
As soon as stuff like Take-Two realize that their games are being promoted and put on that platform, nah.
Ray, you be the first to stream it, Ray, when it comes to the U.S.
Well, I'm just they did tweet out, let us present you our friends from TCL Electronics. It's a time to honor a company that creates innovative TV solutions. So,
it'll just be an app, and I mean, they're still gonna.
Right.
I don't see it lasting.
Nah, there's no. I think all those games are gonna get yanked. I mean, the best way to really look at it as if they've got GTA and they've got Warzone and Call of Duty and everything that none of these other cloud gaming platforms that have significantly more money have. I mean, it's going to go away once they get enough traction or too much attention.
It's like, how were they able to pull that?
Yeah, over Google and Amazon and Nvidia.
Because they were over in Europe. That's how. They were in Central Europe and Eastern Europe. That's how they were able to get away with it.
Right.
They cross the pond to the U.S. and hit Western Europe. It's a different story.
Yep. Here's some takedown, some files for you to read over. Have fun.
Uncle Sam's gonna say, here's a present from the U.S. government. Take that shit down.
Yeah, and there's another one, Utomic, that surfaced on the
I got Utomic. I got Utomic.
It looked like a bunch of mobile games for the most part.
Well, they're not. They're old games. Like
there's some AAA. There's some older AAA.
A lot of the titles were kind of those really cheesy Facebook game looking thing.
Marketing's important, though. Marketing's important because they market it towards that. I mean, they say in their marketing
service. Then
what it is.
What's that?
Facebook does have a cloud gaming service.
Is that what you? Is that then?
No, Utomic is PC games. They're not like a cloud service.
I can't. Let's just focus on the primary ones. I can't afford to keep adding all these damn sideshow cloud services.
How was GFN this week?
Dude, they got some good titles.
Dude, they got some great titles.
Right there, look at that.
Yeah, Genshin's big. I searched for Genshin and I don't have it, but I guess it's random.
What is that?
No, they're in beta.
The Wild.
Okay.
So what's happening for Genshin Impact over in GFN is it's being released in a beta in certain regions. So I actually just saw someone post something about an email that came out. I'll check
I checked. I don't have it. Despite me having like 40 plus hours in Genshin Impact.
That's sad. They don't like you.
I know. Right?
They said you're too experienced. We got to give it to the noobs.
I was actually really excited because I've hopped into it on mobile a couple of times, but I've never put in more than 10 minutes into that game. So I
knew nothing about it, so I was.
The email says the limited stream and beta now available in your region. Check out a Genshin Impact stream and beta available for a limited time on GeForce Now. So it's basically they're trying it out. Right. It's not yet fully available. They're just testing it out to see how the platform's going to react with people signing on it and how the reception will be. But it should be interesting.
Yeah.
Eddie says, I assume these other platforms are virtual PCs, so no harm done legally until they realize
Boosteroid. I was going to ask that, but Boosteroid is not a virtual PC, is it? Technically, yeah, but that's not what the service is, right?
They probably registered the game as such, but then are doing something closer to GFN as
making a portal where you launch the games. I don't know.
What Which is interesting for me for the whole Genshin Impact NVIDIA thing. I just wanted to revert back to that real quick.
Sure.
Is that they're not on Steam. They have their own like individual launcher.
Yep.
So what I'm wondering is, are they working with some of these other publishers and games that aren't on Steam? Like they mentioned Escape from Tarkov in the NVIDIA showcase. Are they working to get that game?
What
on
about
GFN?
Isn't
Well-
Valorant the same, like on its own launcher that you cannot get it through
Yes.
Steam? Or
Yeah.
that's another one that would be
Well,
interesting.
I would
to see,
say, I
like-
mean, if you just type in Boostroid Cloud Gaming, and it literally, when you pull up the website, it says, it literally comes out and says Boostroid Cloud Gaming, your games on any device. No need to download and update games. Run your games in browser on Windows, Android, Mac OS, iOS, Linux, or get our apps. And then any subscription gives you access to whatever, their whole catalog. So they're listed as a cloud gaming service.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't think that they're a virtual PC.
Yeah,
I mean, if they're a virtual PC, obviously anything goes. They can do what they want, but
yeah, but if it's distinctly like a application based gaming service, it's gonna get taken off.
Yeah, I feel like they've been
Well,
playing
here,
with words on this.
What I pulled up and said is Boostroid is a cloud gaming platform that provides 2-click access to high-end video games and brings positive emotions experience. Play your favorite games at 60 FPS, full HD, 1080p on PC, laptop, tablet, Android TV, or even your phone. So they come straight out the gate and tell you we're cloud gaming service. Come play our games.
And like if just it being a virtual PC, I think NVIDIA would have gotten around it with the GeForce Now. So if that tells you something.
Oh yeah.
That's something which I find quite odd right now going on at the moment. GFN got the rights taken out of their face when they went live to publish any game they want, and they have to rebuild their platform because it is a cloud platform that they're putting a subscription on. But then Steam is releasing the Steam Deck, which is virtually doing the same, fulfilling the same purpose as GFN is, making those games portable, bring them with you. But because it is hardware that's just following you around everywhere in your pockets, it is legal and the devs have nothing to say about it. But it's like, it's the line is kind of grayish there. Like, I know it has hardware, so technically, like, the install is done locally. But I feel like it might be possible eventually to twist things around for GFN to actually, like, do an agreement with Steam. It's like, okay, we're getting all the games, which would be beneficial for Steam because then it would increase the amount of sales they make. And just, like, take whatever the OS is inside of the Steam Deck and run it as an application on GFN, and from that application then run whatever games you own on Steam. I feel like that could eventually be done to, like, go around those regulations that came out for the games, like whether or not they can be on GFN. But it's such a gray area that lawyers
I think it
just
still comes
slam
down
on
to
there.
publishers. It'll still come down to the publishers, I think.
I think if it's a paid service that you're offering to provide, they're gonna, if it's making money, the publisher's gonna want some say in stuff.
Unless Steam comes out with, I mean, I know they have like Steam Link, but unless they come out with some type of cloud service like GFN, but I mean,
might be a bit different with the Steam OS, but I don't see how GFN could get around it, even if they had that option in their service. It's still a service that these people would be able to play their games through.
Still, it's a legal precedent that was set when they released a service that kind of put the whole thing kind of in a weird position. So
I think it's different if it's operating as an
for
actual
22.
PC, as a just a gaming service.
Yeah.
I think it's a different beast.
Cyberpunk. They got Call of Duty.
Do they
They're
have
talking
that?
about Boosteroid.
They got Madden.
Yeah. Yeah, they got everything, but it's not
Madden
gonna last
sucks.
long. I mean, you can
Yeah.
use it while as of now.
Well,
But
did you look
I
though?
don't
Did
think
you
it'll be
look
that
at the
long.
requirements, the connection
Oh,
stuff that you need with it?
they got
I mean, your
D-Rare?
ping has to be to the server to connect to their server. Your ping has to be 20 or less. I mean, you got to be pretty
and aren't all
fucking
the servers
close.
still in Europe or?
Yeah, I'd like to
Yeah.
know how they're going to pull that off. Then, like, I'm sorry, if I have to have a 20 and I got it, but I'm connecting overseas to the Central or Western or Eastern Europe servers, it's going to run like shit over here.
Oh no, they're gonna have something out here. They
Yeah.
Uncle Sam said they're no, they're not.
with all these games, they better. Oh my god.
You can say, yeah. Do they have Red Dead? Because I bet you that's going to disappear real fast.
They'll
Yeah,
easily,
they do. They do have.
They
Red
easily
Dead.
have the best selection for games, but as of
In
before,
Central Europe.
they're not going to keep.
They're not going to have the best
Yeah.
selection of games in the U.S.
They got Death Stranding, Outriders.
Yeah.
Once
What
PlayStation
else
come
is there to
out
do
with
in
their
Central
cloud
Europe and
platform,
Eastern
it's
Europe?
gonna-
What's
it's gonna
there to do
cover all
over
those
there?
games.
That's why Boosteroids is a success over there. They're not going to succeed over here. They're just going to be another fish and a little fish in the ocean fighting off Microsoft and Sony, who are going to stomp them in the dirt.
Really
And
curious to
GFN
see
will
how
as
they're
well.
gonna turn it.
I'll give them
Sorry.
a try. I'll give them a try.
You'll be the reason they get shut down. They could be like, "Oh, look who's playing this game! Shut down."
I'll give it a
Mr.
try.
Cyborg, we'd like to inform you you're the reason we got our services.
I'm
taken
liking what I'm
down.
seeing, so I'll like I said, dude, they got StarCraft remastered. Oh my god, yeah, I'm gonna give them a try.
Has anybody played this one? Anybody played Battlefield 4?
No, I'm too busy
Premium
playing
edition?
Battlefield 5. Sorry.
Played the fifth one a bit. Just
I will say that I will say the fifth one looks way better than the fourth one. I do have to agree there.
looks good.
There we go. There we go. That the graphics in that on the 3080, holy shit.
It's
Good
impressive.
God, they look beautiful.
So, what do you guys think is going to happen to EA? Now, they did bring the Battlefield games. I think we're about to see way more titles headed to GFN.
As long as they bring Madden and FIFA, I mean, they're
I
I
golden.
wouldn't say way more titles. I think it's going to be a measured approach, similar to xCloud. Like you see how xCloud are drip feeding their EA games onto their cloud. So I think they're going to do something similar with GFN. And this
My money's the next one we'll see on GFN is going to be The Sims 4, so we can see Maker streaming that one.
No, I don't play Sims.
Sims will be on there. I think Battlefield 2042 is gonna obviously make its way, but I don't think
Well,
we'll see
I
any
mean,
sports titles. I don't think they'll bring any sports titles.
I think it's not gonna be.
You
like,
know?
I don't think.
I
It's
think
gonna be
that
like
I think
New
that'd
Year,
be
but it's gonna be like
EA would be stupid though to not bring a sports title to the cloud.
I just
I
don't
don't
think
think- well,
sports
they
titles
have
are
them-
big on PC.
No, exactly. Yeah, I don't think that they're gonna aim. I think PC just kind of has its own separate market. Like Battlefield makes sense, but does Madden make sense? Does FIFA make sense? I don't know if that makes sense for
It would bring
PC.
more
actually
people.
something
It would
we
bring
were-
more people to the platform.
The thing about it though, man, is that I have to give it to GFN. They're starting to
Paul, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order can
Somebody's
shove it. That
out.
game sucks.
some of these guys that play consoles are starting to kind of look over here and like, whoa, like this is amazing, getting in and playing in the clouds.
The quality and the graphics are catching up to the consoles, and the problem is because the cost to make consoles superior to PC gaming is going to keep getting more and more expensive, or you're going to have the issue of shit running out.
I think the problem you're gonna have is people will have to now purchase stuff from Epic or Steam to buy them, and I don't see a lot of console gamers going onto those sites or getting the app.
Here's
That's
where-
what EA Play Pro is for.
Here's where I think it's actually gonna be a turning point for EA, where they're gonna try to push for GFN, because right now they're selling a lot on PlayStation and Xbox, but as cloud gaming is becoming more and more popular, GFN is popular with some devs right now because they don't take a cut on the game that you're playing. You pay a subscription for the platform, and that's all that Nvidia is getting. They're not getting anything else for, like, you can own every 1,200 whatever the amount of games that's on GFN and play them all. Nvidia is not making a single dime out of that. The only money they're making is the subscription. While if you play your Madden and your FIFA and whatever game on PlayStation, on Xbox, on Stadia, on whatever platform, when you buy the game, they're taking a cut. If you're buying microtransactions, they're taking a cut. Whatever you spend, the platform is taking a cut out of that. So EA, who we know likes to try to twist things around to make more money, it's very rigorous practice from EA. They're seeing the opportunity to bring consumers to a platform, GeForce Now, which isn't touching EA's money. So if they sell a game on Origins, or if they ever transition to EA Play over in GFN, EA is making 100% of the profit from that game that you're buying. So there's no distributors, there's no storefront, there's no nothing they're paying except from themselves. They're taking it all in. So I think that's why they announced a partnership last year. And right now you're seeing, like, right behind Maker Chaos, there's a nice screen of Mass Effect Legendary Edition that's coming out right now on Game Pass, not in the cloud. So I'm starting to think there might be a partnership going on there further than we know.
And also, man, I mean,
I don't think that this game's going to come to GFN quite yet.
Did you think that New World was going to come to GFN when it did?
But look at xCloud is what I'm saying is xCloud had these games, or Xbox had these games on Game Pass prior, and as before they were drip feeding them on. Like, slowly you're starting to see more and more EA titles come to xCloud. And that's why I'm not 100% saying this. Like, I still think EA is taking their time with putting their titles on.
Let me take one title that is coming to GFN is Ubisoft Rainbow Six Extraction. Did you see that game is 85 gigabytes? That's what's going to make a lot of people. Dude, I purchased the game and then I can play it in GFN, or I can play whatever cloud platform you're playing it on.
The thing, though, is you were talking about, like, for EA games, to get people from console or whatever to have to buy the game in Steam or Epic. That's what EA Play Pro is for. You don't have to buy it. If they can take your EA Play Pro subscription and do what they did with Ubisoft Plus, and you just type the name of the game and add it that way, problem solved. You're not having to buy anything because it's already there. I have 100+ games available. That every game on Ubisoft Plus on that subscription service is in my GFN catalog. Right. All I have to do is type the name of the game, add it there from Ubisoft Connect, and now it's in my catalog, in my library. If they do the same thing with EA, I don't have to go to Origin. I don't have to go anywhere else to buy the game. I just type the name in, add, and play. So I could see that going that, because
there's a problem. I think there's a problem with, for me with GFN and this EA deal is if EA wanted to make the 100% from the Origin, they would make you buy stuff from Origin rather than allowing you purchase it through Steam as well, because Steam will always take a cut. So if you bought FIFA or Madden through Steam, it's going to go through their system where they're just going to take the cut. But remember, Steam only has access to EA Play. If you want the Pro, which gives you everything, then you have to go through Origin. So they could do the same thing with GFN and just lock you in with EA Play Pro. Could be the only way to do that.
You have to remember. Go ahead, Ray.
Well, Ron just put up, I don't like every company having a subscription service. It's getting expensive.
Look at the video streaming services. Like Paramount Plus, Discovery Plus, Hulu.
Disney
Yeah,
Plus.
but that's the argument that I was talking about earlier, though, because
It's gonna
I
happen.
mean, if you if you want to even think about it, like let's say you're spending $120 a month in subscription services.
I don't want
That's
to think that.
that's probably less money than what your mother and father-in-law are paying on DirecTV, on like an actual, for cable and for internet. I mean, it's still reasonably. It's still not that expensive. Like
No, I
know,
pay
so-
$200 a month for DirecTV stream, and my internet is 120, and then all my
What?
subscriptions, and now I'm sad.
yeah,
I
yeah.
for my
You should-
1.5 gigabyte internet plus the TV and home line, which I'm not using, I'm paying like what 85, 95 a month.
You're in Canada, that doesn't count.
I get 300 meg down for $60 a month.
Yeah, I pay
I'm paying-
$60 a month for 600 megabytes.
I'm paying 110 because I live literally in the fucking boonies in Minnesota. So that's my reason. If I move to Virginia, I'll have good internet from probably Comcast because I think that's probably my only choice, unfortunately. But I'm just saying that the whole concept of subscription service, you got to deal with it. If you want to play the games, you're going to pay for the service. It's just it's no different than you want to watch movies or certain shows. You pay for the subscription.
The thing though is if you want to play one game in particular, you can drop any other subscription and just take that one subscription for 2 or 3 months, and you play your game.
It's the beauty of subscription services. You don't have to keep them. I mean, you can move, you can transition, you can do different things. I mean,
I get what Ron's saying though with the a la carte. So he that's like the Amazon approach, the Prime channel where you can just pick what you want. I get that, or I know there's a cable, whatever that cable is. I mean, me personally, I like buffet. I mean, it shows. What can I say? So I'm gonna just take it off.
But yeah, really, Luna is trying to build. Like, you got the kids channel. You got the you go with the stuff which is expensive.
Amazon's what's killing me with the damn channels. That costs me more. Although I will say though, I was gonna pay separate for Discovery Plus. Amazon's got it. I can just literally add that to my channels selection there. So, but I've got Amazon, I got Discovery Plus, Disney Plus, Netflix. I've lost track on how many things I have. And then I complain. I'm like, why am I fucking paying for all these? And then my wife's like, well, you watch one show like once every 6 months on Netflix. Why are we paying $18 a month for that? Well,
that's why a lot of the subscription services are going to start to push out content constantly. It's the same reason why PlayStation and Xbox are buying so many studios.
I don't care about content. I want annual subscriptions. If they can just give me annual payment plans, then I don't care what they do. That's all I want. Just let me pay for it for the year. I'm good.
That's the main thing that's going to happen in the long run, though. Is like look at Disney Plus. You have the Hawkeye show, and then the Boba Fett shows going on now, because they're rolling exclusive content that makes you keep that subscription.
Well,
and keep paying into the
once one ends, the other one starts.
Yep.
Well, and you look at like HBO Max. Look at HBO Max or Paramount Plus. You've got movies that come out that were to come out in theaters. Now they go like, do you really want to take your 4 snot-nosed brat kids to the theaters and have to pile them all in your minivan, pay an absorbent amount of money at the theater, or just put them on the couch and let them watch it at home because you already have the movie? I don't want to leave my house. It's fucking cold outside in the winter. Who wants to go to the theater anyways? It's gross. There's people there. Or instead, I can sit at home and order a pizza and have them drive out to my house, deliver it, and I can just watch the movie there. Like, there are benefits of those things.
And one of the biggest benefits is that you can still purchase a game if you want to purchase it. It's the same thing like I was saying earlier with the movie. Yeah, you have the option. So like Valhalla, like I said, I put 80 hours into it. I mean, I bought the game obviously, but I mean, I don't know if I mean, I've had the game for over a year and I just now beat it. I bought it when it came out last November. So, I mean, just to pay for a subscription service just for that one game doesn't make much sense. But I mean, it's all about what makes the most sense to you.
I'm a Ubisoft fan, and pretty much all the games that Ubisoft has, I'm pretty happy with. And then I love EA, and so I got the EA.
I mean,
Damn,
I agree
a
with
lot
that.
of subscriptions, man. Damn.
I know when we start and we sit, we make a spread, like we can put a spreadsheet and start
I
totaling
need
up.
to
It's like,
really
damn.
sit down and look and see what I'm paying, but
Yeah.
I love options though, man.
Ray,
I'm the
put them on
type
your
of
wife's
guy-
card, then you don't need to worry about it.
They are on the card. Shut up. But I
was
like
just gonna-
options, man. There's certain
Options are good.
platforms that don't have the games I want, so I gotta go.
See, and that right there is the biggest benefit. Is we can complain. There, people will complain about everything about all. Well, I hate paying for subscriptions, but you know damn well, as gamers, we're gonna pay for them because we want to have those options.
Yeah, none of mine are even permanent. Like I just canceled Game Pass Ultimate because I finished Halo Infinite, and there's nothing else on there that I want to play. So I mean, I'm not.
If EA came out with a subscription service, hell, I mean, like a cloud service that had their whole catalog, shit, I'd be buying it. I mean, I'd probably only play one game, but I'd still use it.
Yeah,
But
that's the benefit of. I mean, what Matt like right now? I'm only paying for. I just started PS Plus today, but it's because I got a PS5. That's the only subscription service I'm paying for monthly. GFN I bought.
They just billed my ass today.
GFN I'm paying for the 6 months of priority, but there's no other gaming subscription service that I'm paying for because I don't have anything else that I'm playing at the moment. So now I'm moving to PS Plus. I'm gonna play Days Gone. I'm gonna play.
Get your PlayStation Now service.
See,
I've got PlayStation Now until April, but
we got a household with kids and stuff,
Yeah, it's a different story though. When you got kids, you have to have everything. It doesn't even matter. You don't get to say that.
Daddy got to get his. I got to get mine's in too. So
well, I got 3 kids.
Yeah, see, so I mean, DrSpaceman doesn't yet. He will eventually. He'll be there one of these days with us, where he understands he has to buy everything.
He knows now. Yeah.
So I do want to say, like, I canceled my Humble Bundle subscription. I used to constantly get games each Humble Bundle, but I canceled it because Game Pass has just been pushing out games for me to play every month. New games that are day one releases, and I'll be honest. This past year was great for titles for me. Forza, Halo, some of the smaller indie titles. You had The Artful Escape. You had The Forgotten City came on the Game Pass, and just a really great experience. Outriders on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Ron asked, "Does PS? Oh, you just pulled it up.
Does PS Now work on Android devices? Not yet.
Yeah, no.
Unless you pay for a Shadow subscription, then it does.
But there's a lot of hints going around that it's coming out soon, but they haven't yet released it for Android.
PS Now is going away too, so.
I just wanted to say, point out Eddie's comment.
Oh yeah, I saw that one too.
Before being an employee, I would subscribe for Ruby Plus to play specific titles. I subbed for 1 month and played Gods and Monsters.
I did the same. I subbed that 1 month after it came out, where Watch Dogs Legion, Valhalla, and that all came out, and I tried some games and I beat Valhalla in that month that I subscried.
Yeah, but see, now they're getting smart. They're throwing these DLCs at you now.
But isn't that nice?
A lot of gaming.
That's the beauty of even just having the options for subscriptions is like there could be a game one game you want to play, subscribe, but subscribe. 17. I'd rather pay $17 or $15 to subscribe to play it for 30 days, beat that game within that 30 days, and then maybe if it only took me 5 days to beat it, I still got a whole another 25 days to play other games, and then I cancel my sub.
That's what I did with Chorus. I mean, when Chorus came to Luna, I had every intention of buying that on Stadia, and then I saw it was coming to Luna, and I was like, wait a second. I was like, this is coming to Luna? All right, I got Luna, sub to it for, it's like $6.99 here. And I got Chorus for $6.99 and got to play through it for 30 days.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the Ubisoft Plus, if you paid $15, or it's $18 now, pay $18 for it. Play Watch Dogs or whatever, or Valhalla. Beat the game. I'd rather pay $18 to beat a game than pay $60 or $70.
Yep. Even for Amazon Prime. So I saw that DayZ was one of the games, and every time I see a PC game that's available, I check GFN to see if it's on there. Saw it was on GFN. Yeah. I subbed for a month to Amazon Prime, Well, when I went to cancel my membership,
Right.
it asked me if I wanted to cancel my membership for the day that like current day. So I canceled it, and it actually refunded me back $6. So I only paid $7 for World War Z Aftermath.
Don't forget
Unacceptable.
Don't forget to use your coupon in the Epic Store, folks. I think they're getting ready to expire those.
I think it already did. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it expired. Well, maybe today was the last day. I just used mine.
Today's the last day.
Bought the Valhalla season pass the other day, but I love that game. I actually purchased Valhalla during the holiday.
Who the hell has time to do all these DLCs? I don't even have time for that shit. I mean, I do, but
I own Valhalla. I own all the season passes. I pre-ordered the Ragnarok DLC. I mean, the game's amazing, but that's where it's beneficial for you to be able to like still have purchase options, because I'll play that game forever. Like, I don't know when I'll ever not be inside of Valhalla.
I interviewed the guy that played Eivor. God,
Eivor? Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about this game.
He was telling us all these DLCs, man, and I was just like, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
That were coming out for the game, and that was way long time ago, like last year. So
that game will be around until the next Assassin's, or what's it called, Infinity or whatever that is.
Assassin's Creed Infinity. Yeah.
I might pick up Ubisoft Plus for the Ragnarok DLC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a bit sad at how they handled Fenrir in the base game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we'll see.
I haven't even played Valhalla. I literally started Valhalla, played about 2 minutes, turned it off, and never gone back.
Chopping heads off. That is your.
It took me a while to get into it because
I was one of those that I couldn't get into after play, and I got into. I paid hours and hours of Odyssey, and Valhalla. I just couldn't get myself to get into.
That's why I just finished the game, and it took me over a year to finish it, but it's because I couldn't get into it after playing over 100 hours of Odyssey. When you get into Valhalla, so for me, it was really the fighting mechanics, but when you go to do the dodge in Valhalla, you don't get the slow motion, where in Odyssey, that's like something that's, there from the beginning, and it takes you a while to actually gain that skill and the skill tree. So that's what pushed me away from it for a while. But I mean, eventually, once you get that and the combat starts going, the game to me personally, I think it's better than what Odyssey eventually was. So.
Ron coming in with the mic drop.
I just wanted to say real quick about Valhalla. What I loved was I went two-handed weapons, and I just would swing the axes around and kill everything.
That's what I've got now. Yeah.
So I'm not on Ron's comment, because if Nintendo came out with a subscription service, my God, the internet would effing break with the Nintendo fans rioting in the streets.
We all want them to actually go into real cloud gaming and not the cloud gaming model they have right now.
Yeah.
They won't.
No, they don't need to, though. They've been around. They're the longest gaming company out there. They've been around since the late 70s. They don't need to. They can do what they want, and their fan base will always be there.
Yeah, they're leaders in the market. I mean, there's no reason for them to change anything unless they have to. Like, there's a reason why PlayStation's the only one that's not offering a cloud service as well, because they're just dominating the market. Why would they change anything?
Yeah, the
cloud
Switch
gaming.
Real quick, Gods Will Fall is free on Epic right now, which is also on GFN.
I already got it.
Check
it out tonight.
I was gonna say the Switch is currently on track to beat the PS4 in sales, which is crazy.
Did you see the Japan? Did you see the Japan numbers? I think those came out today, where it's like
Switch,
I think they have
everything like 10-1.
Yeah, it was like they beat everything combined like 10-1. Like every other console, like Xbox and PlayStation combined, they beat them 10 times over.
That's why they don't need to do anything with cloud. Even if they did cloud, they could literally do what they're doing now and just give you games and just make them run in the cloud, because we all know the storage things with the Switch, but they don't need to focus on a cloud native service like GFN or Luna or any of these others, because people will buy the Nintendo. People will always buy Nintendo. That brand will outlast everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever buy a Nintendo Switch. Maybe someday.
You will. You got kids.
You will. When your kid says, "Daddy, I want a Nintendo.
Yeah,
I don't want that PlayStation or Xbox," you're gonna go buy one.
I remember when I said, "Dad, I would like to get a Nintendo." Fuck off.
I've got a Switch Lite. It's nice having a Switch Lite for the exclusives. The same kind of reason why I had a Series S and stuff like that. I mean, just Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is my favorite game ever.
The Wii U had Madden. I'm just saying even the Wii U had Madden.
It didn't last very long, but they had it.
The Switch software sales, a lot of the games that people buy are the first party titles.
Oh yeah,
I can go on my Switch now and play all my Sega Genesis games I want.
My
Nintendo 64. I don't understand.
It's Nintendo's IP.
Nintendo to play Sega because
Nintendo's
that's the world we live in.
Of the gaming industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the untouchables.
They just have the IP that everybody knows, everybody loves, and
aren't they doing a theme park over in China or?
Yes,
there's one here, right? Or is it done here? I know there's one in the U.S.
Nintendo Land.
I thought they're planning on doing one. I think near.
Okay.
But it's nowhere near done.
Yeah, Nintendo has the best lineup for every single year since they existed.
I mean, they got Breath of the Wild 2 coming out this year, but besides Breath of the Wild 2, IP-wise, I don't really know what else they... I mean, it's Bayonetta. Yeah, Bayonetta's coming out, but Metroid is still somewhere out in the wind.
Sure, they'll get a Pokemon game.
Splatoon 3 is coming this year as well.
Pokemon Arceus, I think, what is it, Arceus? That comes out this month, I think, actually. Yeah.
They got
they've got a really good
like game coming out for Luna. What's it called? Hoke? What is it called?
Hoke. Yeah, that came out today, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit like Animal Crossing or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, speaking of Animal Crossing, that thing sold the numbers came out that Ghost of Tsushima sold 8 million copies. Animal Crossing has 34 million copies sold.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's insane. I was talking to actually one of my buddies about Nintendo IPs, and I was talking about how much they dominate. And I mentioned Animal Crossing, and he was like, Animal Crossing? And I was like, dude, look up the numbers for Animal Crossing, and your mind will change immediately.
There you go. If cloud gaming takes off, and when we were talking about GameStop, Nintendo could just buy them out and just make it Nintendo stores.
It'll be fine. My daughter was like, "Dad, come visit me." What do you mean? What are you talking about? In Animal Crossing, get on the plane and come to my island, Dad. You can come to my house and we go fishing and we go and collect turnips. Hey. And I did that, and she gave me a big sack of money. Here, Dad, you need to build up your house and here's some money for you and some turnips. I thought that was oh my God, that was so adorable.
Wish my kids would just give me bags of money.
You want to know something sad? It's a little sad. I was playing New Year's Eve. I was playing video games. I was playing Final Fantasy 14, and one of the people I was playing with, it was getting close to New Year's. They go, "Sorry, I gotta go real quick. I'm getting my Switch so I can load up Animal Crossing for the for the New Year's." Just so that they can log in and watch the New Year's for Animal Crossing. And I was just like,
hey.
Okay. People.
Hey. I got up every morning to see what was going on at the store and trade in my turnips.
But during the first peak of the pandemic,
yes,
that game was extremely popular. Because they got people to connect together while they were all isolated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I connected with my daughter. It was weird.
So I personally have never tried an Animal Crossing game. I don't know how it plays, but I know it allowed a lot of people to connect with each other. And it really helped the success of the game.
I've never played it either. The only thing I was told to use to connect with family was to use Facebook, apparently. I mean, that's what the commercials told me and the advertisements told me to do. Buy the VR headsets and connect with family that way.
and then Facebook banned you for threatening to burn down their building, and they told you to never.
I didn't.
Never
Well, no, that wasn't why I got banned on Facebook. That was something else. You like how I just said no? It wasn't that. It was something else.
Yeah, he said it, folks. He said it, not me.
One time, well, maybe like 3 times.
Hey, on Ron's comment, real quick, I think that's a pretty good take because I do think that may be where Activision is actually leading. I almost brought this earlier when we were talking about like EA and Battlefield 2042 coming to GFN. I don't think that Call of Duty is going to come to any cloud platform. I think that they're either going to partner with someone, like let's just give Stadia as an example, but I do think that they're going to have their own like separate cloud, maybe not a cloud service.
Don't tell these guys that, man, because these guys are.
Well, I don't mean Call of Duty. I don't mean Call of Duty being on Stadia. I mean like the white label like Stadia tech. But I could definitely see them just having, hey, open up this browser and you can play Warzone. Just some type of scenario like that.
How much was it? What was the download size for the last update for that damn game?
It's only like 100 gigs.
You have to think about Activision they already have a contract with Google Cloud. All of their cloud platforming is on Google Cloud right now. And we know Google Cloud is working on repurposing Stadia with a white labeling to do that kind of deal. And absolutely Activision, if they're going to do that, it's most likely with the Stadia tech.
What if they came to GFN?
It won't. That's the thing that. I don't think Call of Duty is going to come to any cloud platform. I think that they're going to have their own solution for it.
Call of Duty. Well, my thing is Call of Duty will want their own subscription service and their own kind of thing. They'll probably white label with either Microsoft, Google, or Amazon. Those are the 3 biggest American-based kind of like network infrastructure people. So I think it's gonna be one of them. They all deal with gaming directly: AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. All 3 of them do. And so it's going to be one of those that powers this Activision subscription service.
But I do believe a few years ago they signed a big contract with Google Cloud and they migrated most of their thing over to Google Cloud. So that's why I think they might actually go on board with the Stadia tech, but a white label, so that you just log in Battle.net and you'll have all your games in the cloud there.
Who else?
I think that's all like. Sorry, what was it?
I was going to say, who else can take that heat too? That's probably going to come with you partnering with Activision at this time.
That's true. Microsoft probably won't touch it.
No, Microsoft wouldn't. I mean, it'd be between Google and Amazon. I'd bet on Google.
I don't know if Amazon would. I don't know if Amazon wants that kind of.
Amazon would jump on the.
I think Amazon would. They've got a pretty tarnished reputation.
I mean, Google doesn't care about getting negative feedback, obviously. So I could totally see them just going all in on it.
Oh shit!
What else they got to lose? Hey, I didn't mention anything. I said Google as a. You can imply what you want out of that word. I just left that as an open-ended statement.
I did see xCloud. There was something on Twitter where they showed like all the games coming for 2022, like console, whatever, like a whole list of games. And it's just like, holy cow.
Yeah, Xbox has a lot of games coming this year through Game Pass.
Yeah,
it's. I think it's a lot more massive than a lot of people realize.
Well, that's exactly the Game Pass is their moneymaker. That is exactly why. If you think, why do you think Google's getting in on a Google bringing their mobile side of things to PC? They're doing the same. something similar. The Game Pass is the standard that you follow for most places to follow now.
I wouldn't even
And-
call it the standard. Like what they're doing is just so absurd and it's so far ahead of everyone else. I don't even know if you can call that the
You know
standard.
what? You know what?
they are the gold standard. I mean, you got to
Yeah.
find a way to best them, and right now it's hard to do something like that.
Nobody's willing to invest like they're investing. That's the biggest problem. Like
Here, I got
nobody will put up
right
money
here.
like how Microsoft is putting up money right now.
Hold on, I'm gonna copy it.
Amazon, I think, will eventually. Their CEO the new CEO has already stated in the past that gaming is going to be their moneymaker. They're going to make more. That they foresee making more money off of gaming than what the money they make off of Prime Video. So they know what the future is.
I stuck it in the our private
Yep.
chat. Doc.
I'm opening that.
I saw that and I just went.
Yeah, I was looking
there's
for
like
something like that.
Stalker 2.
Yeah, Stalker 2 is one of the most hyped games. Like I am.
Is
so
that
excited for that
is that Indiana Jones I see there? What the
Yep.
hell?
Yeah, it is.
I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
I mean,
doubt
is it a
that
young,
Fable-
is it a young Jones?
I doubt that Fable. I doubt that Fable's coming this year. Like some of these games
No.
are probably 2023 as well, but
2023, 2024, I would say. Elder Scrolls 6, I would say at least 2024.
I heard apparently
but-
Fable is a lot more advanced than we thought because they got a new studio on, but just to support. Apparently, they've been working on it for quite a while.
Ron, you so dumb.
Yeah, my number one game is the number one game I'm waiting for out of all of these is definitely Fable. I was a big Fable fan, and then hearing that it's gonna have the same engine that Forza Horizon 5 had. I couldn't.
You look at the list, and you just look at the first word in every one of these images.
Yeah, Avowed looks like it's gonna be amazing. I mean, just so many.
I'm looking forward to Avowed.
Look at the list. I mean, at every image, look at the first word: cloud, cloud, cloud. Everything's going cloud.
Yeah, State of Decay.
Well, to be fair, this isn't like confirmed that all these are going cloud.
Yeah,
but
I would assume that any Microsoft first party
would not surprise me. It wouldn't shock me if they all came to cloud. Microsoft would be one hell of a mic drop doing something like that.
Starfield is the big one I'm waiting for.
Yeah, you know what? I wasn't really excited for Starfield initially when it was announced, or initially when it was kind of showcased for Xbox. But when I went back and played Skyrim, and I said, "Okay, this is the team that's making it."
Yeah,
and they also made Fallout 4, which in my opinion is also good.
I agree there.
Yeah, I just think if they a story-based narrative in space, and I think it's going to be good. It has the potential to be really good.
And they're making this game with the intent. It's what they said when they started making it. They're using it as the first game on the engine for the Elder Scrolls 6. So they're learning to use the engine with this game.
It's not an MMO, right?
No, it's not an MMO.
No.
It's
the single player.
It's exactly like the Elders. Now there's going to be the Elder Scroll, Fallout, and Starfield. It's joining that league. It's all three of these games are one series of games from a studio that they're doing different stories. So they've been doing the Fallout 3. New Vegas wasn't there then, but they did Fallout 4.
New Vegas was made by Obsidian.
Yeah, which Microsoft also purchased.
Yep.
I'm excited for Starfield. I'm just I don't know what it is in my mind, but I really, really like Skyrim. I played through it completely twice. It was incredible. But when I think about Starfield, I don't know why my mind can't kind of wrap around like in outer space Skyrim. Like I'm sure they're gonna do it good.
Imagine Skyrim mixed with No Man's Sky and some element of Cyberpunk 2077. That's what I see when I think about the game.
And I had a problem with No Man's Sky not having enough kind of narrative beats or like enough choices with actually interacting with like the people.
It's because it's
there
a
wasn't-
randomly generated game.
Yeah, that's fair. I just wish there was more story beats or little side missions that could randomly generate on worlds. I think would make it a bit better.
That's the thing. No Man's Sky, you discover lore. You don't have a story. You have lore in the game.
Yeah, and I think that to me it's a plus and a minus. Like I like the exploration aspect of things, but I want something that really ties me to everything that really makes me invested in like these planets that I'm going to.
True.
For me, I think if you like what DrSpaceman just said, if it looks like Cyberpunk, that's what will draw. I'm not afraid of them doing anything else with the game. Like I think it's going to be perfect for me personally. I want the visuals to be there because, like I said, when I keep tying back to Skyrim, but when I look at Skyrim, I'm like, God, this looks terrible compared to like modern age games. And I know like big open world, like massive games like that, as big as this game is going to be, I'm hoping that the graphics don't suffer for it. Because I mean, if it looks like Cyberpunk, then I'll be jaw dropped. You know, I'll probably think it's amazing, but I'm afraid that it's not going to look that good.
I don't think it's going to be on that level. I'm just going to be completely honest. I think because like if you look at Fallout 4, it wasn't the technical marvel of that year, but what it excelled in
writing and the story,
and I think that's what you're gonna see.
But remember, it's a brand new engine. It's the first game they're doing on this engine that they've retooled, that they've invested a lot in.
Yeah.
So Fallout 4 was the last game made on the engine used for making Skyrim. That engine is really aging. Now we're shifting to a new engine that's supposed to take advantage of RDNA 2 and all that new tech. We could actually be seeing something really impressive in this game.
I hope so. I hope it looks
good. It's a plus and a minus with a new engine because the problem with moving to a new engine is your developers are first learning how to utilize that engine. So it's going to be pretty difficult to get an optimized experience. Like take Halo with Halo Infinite. It's a brand new engine.
It was a disaster.
The graphics weren't wow. I don't think anybody was like super. Whoa, these graphics are the best. It's no Cyberpunk graphic wise, and you're probably going to see that.
Some pretty awesome spec
with the Starfield. It's not. It might not look like as crisp as some of these other games.
Yeah,
but I think it's going to look good. But that's not. I want to see what they do with the visuals, like as in like creature design or building design and stuff of that nature with this kind of 80s theme space sci-fi.
I'll say if it even looks like Halo Infinite, I would be impressed. Like I would be like, oh yeah, this is great. If it looks and performs like Halo Infinite, but like I said, I'm just worried about the world being so big that the visual quality is going to take a hit because of it.
Hey, when you spend billions of dollars on something, man, that shit better be good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. For sure.
You know?
The storytelling is the key element for this game. That is now.
Yeah.
I think Bethesda, that studio was at their best on Oblivion. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion was.
I loved Oblivion.
Oblivion was amazing.
They were at their top as for storytelling at that moment.
The side quests were so good in that one. You know, the Thieves Guild, like with the Gray Fox and
Shivering Isles.
Oh yeah,
that was fantastic. When you arrived in the room, you had the conversation with the guy. It's like it leaves you alone. You're like, "What's going on?" And the walls just flies away and butterflies. Like, what is going on? That was a fantastic game.
I'm intrigued by what they're going to do with ESO. It almost seems like, and I don't play a lot of ESO, but it almost seems like they're going to revamp it. Like at the end of the month, is that the kind of vibe that you guys are doing? Yeah, like
I don't know because right now I'm not able to get into ESO. I've tried it so many times.
Me too. I can't get into it. And
every time, it's like I play for a week, I'm into it. It's like, okay, now I'm starting to be bored. But
I was paying the extra 14 something for the extra stuff, and I canceled that. But we'll see if it looks good and interesting. I could jump back in.
It makes me feel like they're revamping it. Like this, almost like the way that they're hyping it now. I don't know if it's like I know
don't
that
think
it
it's gonna be
was.
a huge revamp, but because the problem with these MMOs is since they have to constantly push out content, they'd have to take like a break for a year to 2 years just to focus on any kind of like revamping.
January 27th, folks, you can find out.
Yeah, it's true. A couple more weeks.
Yeah.
Also, one game I wanted to talk about that was revealed going day one on GFN the day before.
It's huge.
That looks fantastic.
It looks amazing.
It's better than the Division.
Yeah, it's got elements that looks like the Division on steroids. Like, looks crazy good.
I've been looking at gameplay for that game for over a year now. Like, just super hyped on when it came out or when it was coming out. And when they announced the launch date for it, like they had like these tickers that were dropping down for the date. I don't know if you guys saw that. And then finally the date dropped and it was like late in 2022. And I was like, shit. I was hoping that this was going to be like, yeah, it's in June. Yeah. So, but I'm really, really excited that that's coming to GFN.
First, and this game looks freaking amazing.
Amazing.
I'm like, there's a video of the shotgun. You see the shells popping out. And you see the zombies.
That's an MMO.
Yeah.
So
that's an MMO. Yeah. You can play with friends and everything. Yeah. It looks incredible.
All right, Vet, come on, Vet. Let's go kill some zombies in June.
Yeah. Let's team up.
Yeah. It makes me somewhat think of kind of like The Last of Us too. Like you also fight like I don't know if it's NPCs, but if you watch like gameplay, I think there's maybe NPCs inside of this MMO world where like it's like you could fight like other civilians who are trying to survive.
Is there a story to it, or because I know very little
I don't
about
know
this game? If there's a story, or if it's just like survival, like Icarus, or
I don't know. I've only seen gameplay of it. I haven't seen any.
I have a feeling it's just going to be kind of survival and less story focused.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Sandbox game.
Yeah, it looks very sandboxy to me, but it looks like it just looks like you can continue to progress. Like I wonder if it gets to the level of you can build your own kind of like forts and like it turns into The Walking Dead where you run into these people that have like an entire military installation, like just built up in the zombie world. So
like really cool. A zombie No Man's Sky game, like
yeah.
That you're just building your stuff and everything. Little question from Ron here: will we see PlayStation games on GFN?
Dude, I pray to God that we do.
Right now, there's one, and it's Death Stranding.
Yeah, Canada's there as well.
Well, the problem with
Canada Bridge of Spirits.
Spirit.
Well,
I can see. I'm still saying we'll see God of War.
Well, the thing is, the publisher for the PC port isn't PlayStation for Death Stranding. It's actually 505 Games. So that's probably why it's on GFN. A PlayStation published game, I don't think it's going to be on there because I think they're going to want to push PlayStation.
Would you have said, but go 3 years back? Would we have said if someone said, "I bet you we'll see MLB The Show on Xbox"?
Yeah.
And on Xbox Cloud Gaming.
I think it's a bit different because MLB owns the rights to the IP.
That doesn't mean you're telling me that they waited how many versions 21 versions to decide. Well, let's finally put it on Xbox. No, I could totally.
I think it was a greed point. They wanted more money.
I'm just saying. When we start seeing them show up, you guys know where to start showing up, and that's Vet Club Gaming because I'm the one that was right.
I'll give you credit if it shows up, but it's almost the same type of thing we talked about earlier with PlayStation and the cloud. I don't think that they're going to give GeForce Now that type of publicity whenever they want to drop a cloud game. Like right now, going towards Steam, you look at how much traction like Steam is getting, how much they're emphasizing God of War on Steam, like they're pushing it like crazy. And it's because they know how many people, how many people actually are active users on Steam. Like, what's that community like? It's ridiculous. But that's why they're pushing that so hard. They're not going to push GFN like that, not right now. And then it's not like I said, PlayStation is not their cloud service. Like that's not where they're going to be unless they partner with them or they buy Nvidia, which isn't going to happen. But yeah.
To say
That'll
though,
never
at the
happen.
CES, they did feature God of
Nvidia's
War
a larger
quite a lot.
company than PlayStation.
Put Days Gone. Put Days Gone.
That would be
Nvidia
fantastic.
could just buy PlayStation and be like, "How about that?
But
It's a big fat check. Now give me your company."
God of War was heavily featured on the CES show,
Mhm.
but they didn't mention GFN.
It's a Steam.
So it's possible that it could happen for some games, but I don't know. But I want to bring back though to Jim Ryan interview that happened a few months ago, where he was talking about the PC crowd, with talking about wanting to push the envelope of PlayStation gamers closer to like hundreds of millions of gamers. That he said that's why he's pushing over to get games on PC. So that in itself might tip the balance over to bring some games to GFN, but it hasn't been done yet. We haven't seen, like, Days Gone has been released for a while now and still not on GFN. So
I think they also hold their IPs in high regard. Like I think that they may be sitting back and being like, hey, if we release one of our IPs on a cloud service, what if it performed bad? What if we put our IP on GFN and now you got people complaining on social media that God of War sucks? God of War is bad, and it has nothing to do with the game, but it's because of the service that people are thinking that. I don't think that they want their IPs to be viewed that way.
PlayStation controls their IPs. So seeing that they do intend to revamp the PlayStation cloud gaming platform, it makes it a lot less likely that we'll see it on GFN.
But we never know.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to. I mean, I actually saw some a while back. I think I was listening to the Xbox 2 with Jeff Gordon, and he was referencing like how PlayStation could use GFN as their cloud service. They can just basically put all their PlayStation titles on GFN, and that could be their, essentially their cloud service. And I was like, that'd be genius. That'd be great.
There's definitely.
But I just don't think it's going to happen.
It'd be a way for them to.
Hey,
it'd be a way for them to compete with Microsoft.
It would be. No, it'd be great.
So that they don't rely anymore on Azure.
Microsoft doesn't care what they do to be the number one company. They don't care. They'll either buy you out or they're gonna put their games literally everywhere. That no matter where it is, they will find a way to get it there to get it accessible to everyone, whether it's console, cloud, PC. I'm waiting for them to drop a Mac app, a Mac OS, to get it on there. For an Xbox app, which would not surprise me. But I mean, they've made it perfectly clear. We want you to be able to have access, and not just. I've always said this. It's not just Xbox. It's Microsoft as a whole. They want their shit everywhere.
Yeah.
You close your eyes, you're going to be playing Xbox in your sleep because they're going to find a way to do it. So it would never shock me if Sony was like, "Hey, Nvidia, come here. Let's work a deal out so we can compete with the other service over there called Microsoft." That would benefit both companies if you think about it.
I think it makes sense. It's hard for me to envision that Sony does it. That is my problem, I guess.
Yeah, because I think if they had their own subscription,
got a better shot at Nvidia buying Sega's properties before that'll happen, though.
You never know.
But about that leak that happened, though. That leak had a bunch of stuff about Microsoft as well, like Forza Day and Date. It didn't happen. I think we're going to see something, Maker.
I was just going to say, I think that was just showcasing a lot of the games upcoming that GeForce Now was probably looking to see which ones they're going to be talking to put on a GFN. Not necessarily that these are the titles that will be there, but ones that they would love to have on there and maybe talk to the publishers about getting access.
I also saw something that GFN is being used as like a, remote, work from home type of tool for developers to actually test games. So that's why a lot of those games were inside of that leak.
PlayStation, though, uses their own system. They have confirmed that PlayStation Now has been retooled for devs to use to test their games.
Okay. Okay.
So, but yeah, it's possible like the Nintendo part that could be, but it was a Wii U game like Mario that was leaked on there. But
Yeah.
that I definitely see as a sales pitch to try to get Nintendo to jump on the cloud bandwagon. So it would be interesting to know the actual story behind. So, was there anything else that anyone wanted to bring up before we wrap this
Oh,
up
I
for
got
today?
games to play.
Got games to play.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, there's so many games right now. Like it's all coming in every direction. It's crazy. So, Vet, where can we find you?
You guys can find me Twitch, Vet Cloud Gaming, and for now YouTube, still Vet Cloud Gaming, and Twitter, and Instagram, and that's pretty much it. And in everybody's chats, I'll still be causing chaos. And Tuesdays on Sportscast 101 or Sports Talk 101 with Ray, and Thursdays
You
with.
don't want Jeff back on there?
Oh my God, no! That when I ended that show, I wanted to gouge my eye. Never again. That will. He could be a guest. I can't have him as a host, a co-host. That was terrible. I'd rather have Anthony as a co-host than him. And
You can have me on there, and I'll talk about men playing with balls. Apparently, that's what you guys talk about.
but Tuesdays with me and Ray on Sports Talk 101. Thursdays with me and Ray are on Rock's show. Thursdays you'll find us, me and Ray here.
I told you, man.
Damn, we got like 3 shows together.
Can't escape.
But yeah, I know I've got some games. I had stuff planned for tomorrow morning, and then I realized I have to go get blood work done at the VA. So I'll go get blood drawn, eat a cookie, then come home and stream.
Don't forget your cookie.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I go to the clinic, to get blood drawn.
Ray, what about you? Where can we find you?
Ray347 on Twitter. I'm always posting when I'm going to be streaming. Saturday night I'll be on Twitch TV, Ray3473. I'll be streaming some Wreckfest. Sunday I'm going to be doing xCloud. I do xCloud Sundays now. And I switch up with GeForce. I'll be switching from GeForce to xCloud on Sundays. But I'm doing Alien Fire Team Elite. I'll be doing on Sunday. So if anybody want to jump in and help me fight some aliens, you know where to find me. Sundays. Boom.
Awesome.
Maker's already said, "I'm right here."
Yeah, I would love to have Chaos.
I actually have Sunday off. So yeah.
He's
right,
like,
I'll
just
hit you
saying,
up on DMs.
you got your co-host.
All right, cool.
John, will you take up streaming?
Yeah, I mean, I actually do have a YouTube channel where I was streaming first looks through Stadia as well. But I mean, we'll see. I've got a couple ideas that I'm thinking about when it comes to streaming. So at the same time, I've got 3 kids and a wife who would probably rip my head off if I.
I'm with. Actually, my wife. I was talking to my wife. I'm like, God, how do we stay? How are we still together this long? I'm like, it's like because we stay away from each other all the time. And it's like the key to marriage. That's the key. The successful marriage. Stay away from each other all the time. Just say hi, bye.
Yeah, you guys can find me
from my wife.
Yeah, you guys can find me at Porter John D2 on Twitter. Usually hit people with a lot of hot takes. Talk a lot on there, so just shoot me a follow. And I appreciate you guys for having me. Appreciate you, Space.
Thank you so much for coming.
Of course, yeah.
It's awesome. Really appreciate it. What about you, Maker? Where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Maker of Chaos 12, and my new channel, Maker of Stadia, #Stadia 100.
He's a hater, folks.
Hey, let's give him props. He went over 2 hours without cracking anything on Stadia.
I could have, but I didn't. You'll find me at Cloudy with Games. I've been doing some first looks at some of the xCloud games for this on Tuesday. There's a couple games that came out, and you might see me maybe on Cloud Gaming Extreme's
Jesus.
streaming channel
I
and
will watch that.
VR channel, since I have a new VR headset.
I will watch
Might do
that.
some videos.
Oh,
for
I thought you were going to be on their podcast, like their panel as a
Hey,
guest.
I'm on
That would
there
have been.
sometimes.
I know. That's when it's fun, when they bring us people that like to cause chaos.
Yeah, maybe one day, but I've just been in contact with them that I might be doing a couple videos for them.
Awesome.
We'll see.
I'll watch that.
Nice.
I'll watch that.
Great. As for myself, I try to stream every Sunday whenever I can to do some gameplay, and once in a while, some other time in the week. Every Thursday, you can find me here. And also, once in a while on Saturdays, I'm joining Cloud Gaming Extreme, the CGX cast. Awesome folks over there. And that's pretty much it. So, thank you very much, everyone in the chat, for joining us today. Great chat. You guys were awesome. And John, thank you again for coming over, for accepting the invitation. You're very vocal about cloud gaming. Awesome member of the community. So thank you very much again.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys.
So everyone, this was Cloud Nation TV. Have a good night. Goodbye.
You guys.
All right, guys, be safe out there.
Yeah.